If you could relive a batch of 10 years, what batch of 10 years would it be for you? Okay. So for me, 1995 to 2005. And there was so many good things that happened in that 10-year stretch. Now, that's not to say that other 10-year stretches were not good, but there's something very powerful in that 10 years. And I would say that I'm a better man now than I was back then, in 1995 to 2005. So that's 19 to age 29 for me. And I am definitely a better man today than I was at that age. But yeah, reliving a batch of 10 years, yeah, definitely then. It was right before the internet really took off. It was a time when people still had the desire to connect organically. Um, just a lot of really good stuff. A lot of really good opportunities were in those years. And yes, 10-year stretch. Now, if you do not have one, if you don't have a 10-year stretch, don't worry, because you may be right there at the catalyst of that 10-year stretch. All right. So stay tuned. It's coming if you don't have one. But it's pretty interesting when you reflect, because you try to reflect on your life and understand, okay, yeah, that was then, this is now. Let's keep moving forward, because, hey, who knows? I'm 46 right now. 46 to 56 might end up being the best years of my life. Yesterday, I had one of the most powerful conversations with my father. And that conversation went on for about, it's probably about an hour and a half, maybe 2 hours. He talks, but it was good and it was needed. And for those of you who are connected to your fathers, especially you men, keep moving forward with that. Keep moving forward with that. For those of you that you still have questions about the connection to your father, you'll get it. It'll clear up. And for those of you who do not have any desire to connect to your father at all, for whatever reason it is, I send you healing energy. But the conversation I had yesterday it was very needed. I'm in a course correction. I have to make up for about 25 years worth of miseducation, about 25 years worth of inconsistencies. And I have to do this in a very short period of time. You're reevaluating what it means to be a man. You're reevaluating what that means. What is masculinity? And you start to look in, you start to look at yourself. If you can look in the mirror and be happy with what you see, then that's the first step right there. Because if you're not, then perhaps there are some things that need some work. For me, I'm very grateful for the things that have occurred throughout my entire life. I have no regrets, but there are some misses. And so having that conversation with my father sort of filled in some holes. It was nice to get his story of his hard work. And I'm very proud of that, because he was a hardworking man and he got the job done. And I think it's important for a man to hear that conversation from a father, you know, and it also it made me look forward to being a father. I have no kids, but when the opportunity presents itself, I'm going to do everything in my power to create some men who produce, and men who have a strength and are able to articulate their thoughts. They're able to process things, use logic, and the balance between emotion and logic. Um, yeah, those are some important things, to get out here and build and create. And it was pretty amazing in terms of that conversation. So just getting this in 2022 was important for me, because this is a very pivotal year for me, personally. For those of you who are trying to put pieces together. And it could be at any age, because, of course, we have an idea of where you're supposed to be at a certain point. Be at this point by this age, this point by this age, this point by this age. We have our idea based on the paradigm that we're in, based on the structure, based on the system that we have in place. You have to be at this level of maturity and all of those sorts of things. But sometimes people put pieces together later. I guess you would call them late bloomers. And if you can put those pieces together and you can make a move based on those pieces, then you've solved your puzzle. You know, you've you've put together your jigsaw. So the book is not in on you just yet, for those of you that are still trying to assemble. But the key is to be consistent. There's this idea of diligence plus time management. That's what I mentioned in another video. But yeah, what an amazing thing. Fatherhood. And yeah.